Is Tinubu gearing up for re-election? 2027 campaign posters appear. Is Tinubu gearing up for re-election? 2027 campaign posters appear. To my dear listeners, from wherever you're listening from, kindly stay tuned as I read today's news. The appearance of campaign posters for President Tinubu's potential 27 campaign suggests that preparations for the next elections are underway. The appearance of campaign posters for President Tinubu's potential 2027 campaign suggests that preparations for the next election are underway. To my dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news. And now before I go, preparation must have started even ever since he has been emerged as the president. But one thing I'm curious about is that in the poster, it is Tinubu and his wife. What does that mean? Is it that Tinubu is trying to drop Shetima and emerge his wife as his vice president, or what? Because in the election, it actually shows it posts himself and his wife. So, what does that simply mean? Because as it is now, I must really say we have suffered a lot. We have suffered a lot in this country, and there are a lot that needs to be done instead of the other way around. Anyway, I just believe ahead of the 2027 election, I just feel the president, if truly he would emerge as the president, he should focus on governance over politics. Let's take from the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) that has criticized President Tinubu for his being more preoccupied with his re-election than tackling the country's economic challenges. To address these, President Tinubu should prioritize governance and take meaningful steps towards building a more inclusive and equitable society. And again, addressing pressing economic concerns too. The NLC has highlighted several pressing issues that need attention, including wage increases, social welfare programs, what's this thing called? Infrastructure development and the revitalization of key sectors such as education and healthcare. President Tinubu should focus on addressing these concerns to improve the lives of Nigerians. And again, I think the president should foster constructive dialogue. He should foster constructive dialogue and collaboration with stakeholders, including the NLC, to address the country's challenges. This will help build trust and promote a sense of unity among Nigerians, and again to avoid divisive language and veiled threats. This can actually exacerbate tensions and undermine the country's progress. Instead, it should promote peaceful and inclusive dialogue, and again the prioritization, transparency and accountability, which I think the president should prioritize in his administration, ensuring that commitments made to the citizens and other stakeholders are implemented. So, because anyway, it is. I just feel the president should do more. about this, and there are lots to do and there are lots to face too, aside all these key roles that I've stated here. So the president should face more of it instead of not addressing the public at all. So to my dear listeners, as it is now, I think there is still a lot to do. Just like I have this thing, but let's talk about the economic hardship too. Many Nigerians continue to face the economic difficulties, including high inflation, unemployment, and fuel scarcity. These are the key roles which I feel the president should face. Insecurity is there. Despite effort, insecurity persists in various regions with concerns about terrorism, kidnapping, and communal violence. Local governance and accountability. Critics argue Tinubu's administration needs to improve transparency, anti-corruption efforts, and democratic governance. So everything is based on a lot of things. A lot of things. A measure to these security initiatives to enhance national security, particularly in addressing insurgency and banditry, have been implemented. Those are the things I think the president should do, just to make things in order. Those are the positive development. Look at the economic reforms too. When he makes efforts to diverse the economy, it will promote private sector growth and address subsidy issues that have been undertaken. So my dear listeners, my advice for the president, he should look at the key roles here. At least all about this would actually bring a more light to the country's this thing, and it will widen